Hi, I'm Megan Lemmert, lead developer of KICSKSTARTER and co-founder of 6502 Workshop. Today I'm going to share with you a little bit about a new game called Skull Island. Its developers were kind enough to send me an advanced copy of this exciting new open world RPG by 8-Bit Shack for the Apple II computer, running on both original hardware and on emulators. They're running a Kickstarter actually right now to raise funds to produce a box set with all of the feelies. The game itself is actually complete, which I'll be showing you a little bit of here today. And the Kickstarter is just to raise funds for that awesome looking box set. The goal of the game is to become the richest ship captain on the Sea of Bones. You'll do this through exploration in your hardy ship, visiting the numerous islands within the sea, and trading with their inhabitants. You'll face many perils, and even though they are far too perilous, you must face them anyway. Storms, pirates, and starvation all threaten to send your ship to Davy Jones' locker. Great rewards await the ship captain who is brave enough and lucky enough to survive. Okay, let's jump into the game. So one thing that stood out to me really pretty much right away about Skull Island is that there's mouse support, and that's both in emulators and on most original hardware setup, and that's thanks to the talented programming of Mark Golenbeck. And folks, I have to say, that's really hard to do on the Apple II, especially when there's also Mockingboard music playing in the background like there is throughout Skull Island. So kudos to Mark for that. So the game starts out on Skull Island. And if we take a look over here at the map, it shows us Skull Island here right in the center of the Sea of Bones. And the first screen that we see when starting the game is at least what I like to call the island screen. And there's a number of different things that you can do from the island screen. One is take a look at the island, and let's go ahead and do that. We'll click on island there, and each island has a nice piece of artwork that displays kind of the theme of the island. And if you click past that, then there's also going to be some storyline text, and the artwork is done by Dan Henderson. Beautiful, beautiful double low-res work throughout this game. Kudos to Dan for that. And so it's telling us here that Skull Island is the biggest island in this uncharted sea, inhabited by a strange skeletal crew. So other things that we can do from the island screen are to check our ship status. So we'll go ahead and click on that. And this is telling us that we, first of all, have a Class 1 ship with 50 hit points. Ships have different class ratings that basically just kind of tell you how powerful the ship is. This tells us also things like our gold and our food, some other stats below that. And we can click next and take a look at our inventory that's in the hold of the ship. These are all items that can be traded with other islands. And at the start of the game, you don't have any. You have some gold, but you don't have any items. You have to trade to get items. So let's take a look at the trading screen. So on the trading screen, this is how we buy and sell different items. And the first item it's showing us is food. And it says the price is 19 gold. And the arrows are how you trade back and forth. We would click the green arrow essentially to buy food for 19 gold apiece. And it's saying that we actually can't do that because we have as much food as we can carry. Or the blue arrow would sell food, or whichever item is active on the screen, to the inhabitants of the island. And so you can see as we're selling food, it's increasing our gold displayed down there. Now we can actually buy some food back by clicking the green arrow, since we have capacity again. And then the arrows down here, this cycles through the different items that the island has available to trade. So they also have spices, rum, jewels, tobacco, cotton, sugar, wine, arms, rope, coca. That's an important one. We'll talk about that later. And then back to food again. So let's exit out of the trading screen and take a look at the equip ship screen. So this is going to be the screen that we use to repair the ship as well as upgrade the ship in terms of its armament and crew. And this very first selection here is to repair the ship. The ship currently has 50 hit points, which is its maximum. So we can't actually repair it, but if we wanted to or needed to in the future, we click this green button to do that. And then the arrows down here cycle through the different activities that you can do on the equipped ship screen, such as purchasing cannonballs. And you would use cannonballs if you were in a fight with a pirate, or if you chose to become a pirate yourself and attack a friendly merchant vessel, you would use cannonballs for that. And the other screens here are basically options for ship upgrades, additional armaments that you can have installed on your ship. Lots of interesting stuff here. Long guns, demi cannons, gun crew, gun captain. Yeah, there's lots of ways that you can increase the attack power of your ship, and that's definitely important as you go through the game and battling pirates. So the blue one next to the ship is essentially like your ship class, indicating how powerful the ship is, how technologically advanced the ship is. The number 9 next to the island symbol here, that's saying like the technology level of the island. And this is useful to know because you can't repair or upgrade your ship at an island that doesn't have as advanced technology as your ship does. Like right now, we've got a class 1 ship at a level 9 technology island. So this would be no problem. They would have the skills here on this island to repair our ship. And we could also buy upgrades for our ship that are more technologically advanced. But as the ship increases in its class, like let's say the ship class was 5 and we were on a technology level 2 island, in that case they wouldn't have the skills to be able to repair the ship or to sell us upgrades to the ship because our ship is already too advanced for that. The other factor that goes into the gameplay of this technology level of the island is it does have some impact on prices of goods. And it's not universal, but there are some goods that are going to tend to be higher priced the higher the technology level is of the island. So as you're sailing around the Sea of Bones and trading between islands, you can take that into consideration a bit strategically as far as where you might be able to buy low and sell high, or in other words, buying on low-tech islands, selling on high-tech islands. But there's definitely some nuance to it and things for the player to discover that sort of operate independently of that technology rating. So let's exit the main island screen here. And then click Set Sail so that we can go and explore. Holding up the anchor. And this is the sort of the main map of the Sea of Bones. And we use the mouse to move. Just move the mouse in the direction that you want to move. And something else that's useful is you can press the L key at any time when you're in the sea to get some information on your position, such as the latitude and longitude. It also gives you some information on the ship, the amount of food that you have, or victuals, and as well as the ship status, which is like hit points. This is all information you can get here. Oh, and also the ship class. It'll tell you that at any time so that you don't have to be actually on an island if you want to be reminded of what that is. And the latitude and longitude is useful, definitely useful, even though the map kind of shows you where everything is. The map is, pretty rough. So when you get to an island, it's good practice to pull up this information screen by pressing L and make note of what the latitude and longitude is of the island so that if you want to go back there, you kind of know precisely where it is at that point and you can navigate there using your sextant. Okay, so let's go ahead and do some exploration. So let's take a look at the map here. So we're on Skull Island at the center, and let's sail over to the island of Sanguine as our first destination. So I'm just going to move the mouse to the right to head east. It's maybe a little bit south. There we go. Now it actually has the name of the island written right on the main map as a nice little reference point. So we'll go ahead and pull up our latitude and longitude, and I'm going to make note of that in a notebook. And then we'll click on the anchor to enter the trading post of the island. And at every island I stop at, I like to take a look at the island screen and see, just have a little bit of a graphical illustration of what's happening on the island. And take a look at some additional story information. Then let's take a look at the trading screen. And like before, we can cycle through the items with the arrow keys. And the prices here are different than the prices on Skull Island. So what I do is at each island that I visit, I write down the items that they have in their trading posts, and I write down the prices. Now the prices do fluctuate. Each time you go back to an island, the prices are going to be a little different than they were before. But you can get a general idea of what the prices are, like the magnitude of the prices are, from two things. One is looking at the technology level of the island, like we talked about before. This is a level 7 island. And then also just recording the prices, maybe doing that even a couple of times. You can see the fluctuations are kind of operating within somewhat of a range, and that's going to help in identifying where the best trade routes are. So that's what I've done here for Sanguine is in my notebook, written down all the items and the prices. So we'll go ahead and exit out of the screen and go back to set sail. We'll consult with the map. Peaceful Beach. Let's head there next. Oh, and by the way, if you're playing this in an emulator, if you want to get the mouse outside of the emulator window and onto another part of your desktop, what you do is you move the mouse really fast, and then it essentially jailbreaks out of the emulator. Otherwise, if you move it slowly, it's going to interpret that as movement within the game. But okay, now we'll head east and head to the island of Peaceful Beach. Sounds like a pleasant place to visit. Of course, we might encounter pirates on the way. It might not be as peaceful as advertised. Have to keep an eye on that. We need to find the trading post here. Again, that's that anchor icon. There we go. Let's have a look at Peaceful Beach. Ooh, looks like there's some pirates living here, or perhaps former pirates. And apparently these pirates abolished cannibalism on this island. Okay. Let's take a look at the trading post. And again, what I'm doing here is writing down each of the items and the prices for a comparison. And this is a technology level 1 island, so there's definitely going to be a couple items here that have substantially lower prices than on Skull Island, which was technology level 9. So we'll exit out of that screen and go back to our ship. Okay, so next we're going to head to Flash Landing right on the edge of the map there. Sail ho! So we have company. Okay, so we've encountered a friendly ship, and we basically have two options. We can either sail by or we can fight. And if we attack a friendly ship, essentially we're becoming pirates ourselves at that point. And that is permitted as part of gameplay if you choose to do that. But we're just going to go ahead and sail by, leave them to their business. Oh, we have encountered a storm. Our ship is going to get swamped. And we have sustained some damage, so we may need to repair that when we get to a port. So let's keep, we'll pull up the L screen, and we can see there we've lost some ship hit points. So we're still pretty good, though. So we're going to keep heading towards Flash Island, or Flash Landing, rather. Take a look at the island. Friendly looking chap. Okay. So let's go to a quick equip ship and see if we, nope, we can't repair the ship. We now have 42 out of 50 hit points, but we can't repair it because this is a technology level 0 island. Our ship is more advanced in the skills that they have. But that's okay. We still have quite a few hit points left. So let's go to the trade screen. And again, we'll flip through here and take note of all the prices in a notebook. In fact, I will hold up my notebook here. I just have a single column here of prices, but like I was saying before, to get an idea of the range prices are fluctuating in, I just kind of like each time I visit an island, we'll write down the prices in a different column and then get an idea of what the trading range is. Oops, I accidentally clicked the button to sell and they called me on it. They said, hey, you don't have that item. What are you doing? Let's find something to buy here. Since this is a technology level 0 item, or level 0 island, we should be able to get a good deal on something and then go back to Skull Island to sell it. So jewels, it says that the jewels are 323 gold, and I know from looking back at my notebook that jewels at Skull Island in the past have been ranging from 706 gold to 798 gold. So this should be a good buy. Let's go ahead and load up on some jewels. We're going to go ahead and buy 10 jewels. Then let's go ahead and get back to our ship. Oh, we have another vessel approaching. Now, it's a little early in the game to become a pirate if that's what you wanted to do. However, let's go ahead and fight this ship and see what happens. And the game even tells us that we are the pirate now. Yes, we are. Okay. So the ship is firing at us, and it'll notify us when we're hit. The hit points are on the bottom. We got hit twice. And what I'm doing is I'm using my mouse to try to put the other ship in the bullseye. And in the lower left-hand corner, it's telling us the number of cannonballs that we have. Looks like we scored a hit. And it looks like we're going to lose this battle. The hit points of the merchant ship is at the top of the screen. Well, it was at the top of the screen. Okay, we are in bad shape. So we can run, pay, basically try to buy them off, or fight, which isn't going to work because one of the screens that flashed by a minute ago was saying we ran out of cannonballs. So again, this was really too early in the game to attempt something like this, but for the sake of showing combat, that's what it's like. And we're going to... Let's try running. And we sustain damage. And we are now in Davy Jones's locker. So that's how the story ends for this segment here. And but we'll go ahead and reload the game and go ahead and sell our jewels like we originally planned. So we're going to pick things back up here at Flash Landing where we had bought some jewels. So we'll go ahead and set sail. And we'll sail east back towards Skull Island. So we have another merchant vessel approaching, and this time we're going to do the smart thing and sail by. Okay, so let's enter the trading post at Skull Island. We'll find the screen for jewels. There we go. And we have 10 of them that we bought over at Skull Island. And the buying price here is 606 for jewels. And we bought them at 300 something. Now I've seen them as high as 700 something here at Skull Island. So this isn't, the best selling price here that could be obtained. Nonetheless, it's still making a profit. So we're going to go ahead and sell all we've got. And you can see here we now have 6,510 gold. We started the game with 5,000. So our trading run to Flash Landing was successful. Skull Island also has a really cool manual. It's got some nice artwork in it and a nice discussion about the gameplay mechanics, some lore mixed in. It's a really nice piece of work. I really love this parchment paper, this old crinkled parchment paper that everything's written on. I mean, that's some really great immersion there. And my understanding is the entire team worked on the manual with some really substantial contributions to this from Greg Jewett and Jonathan. And it really pulls the whole experience together. And I've had a lot of fun playing Skull Island. I think you would as well. It's the kind of RPG that it sucks you in, and it's also the sort of thing you can kind of pick up and set down, or at least that's what I found. And that's really great, with limited time for gameplay. Yeah, it's been a really, really fun experience, and I encourage you to check out the Kickstarter for Skull Island at 8bitshack.net. Support the 8BitShack developers, and get yourself a box set for this really awesome new game for the Apple II.